What's up, guys? My name's Kyle Stumpenhorst, owner of RR Buildings, and we're here at my client's future insulated workshop, and we're going to be taking you guys through what I call foam zones. These are areas of this insulated building that need a little bit of special attention, and we're going to be using the Great Stuff Pro Series foams in those different applications, and I'm going to take you guys through that. What we are going to be working with is gaps and cracks, Pestblock, and window and door. Now, Great Stuff also has a foam cleaner that is very handy and I would say a necessity when doing any of these types of projects, as well as their Pro Series 14 gun. We'll get into some of the details about all these products as we go through the foam zone, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so the first foam zone that we're going to talk about are exterior penetration specifically, because every project is probably going to have a couple of them. Right here we have a plumbing pipe that is coming out of the wall. We've got a fairly large gap that is going around it, and we obviously want to take care of that so that we don't have air infiltration, water, pests, all that good stuff. And what I'm going to typically use is the red can, the gaps and cracks, because I know it can fill up to a 3-inch crack. It's going to get firm within 3 to 10 minutes, and then I can trim it, I can sand it, paint it, caulk it within an hour. So this is a great option for this sort of thing. Maybe you're going to use it along some rim joists down in a basement, up in an attic. Basically anywhere that you've got a large crack that you need to fill, it's a good product to use right here. So let's go ahead and get this guy foamed up. One thing that we want to make sure we do is that we shake the can vigorously for a minimum of 60 seconds before we put it on our Pro 14 series gun. Now, before I go into foam zone number 2, I want to take a quick second to explain the difference between Great Stuff and the Great Stuff Pro Series. You'll notice we've got a very large can with the Pro Series. It's obviously going to last longer for the Pro, keep them at work longer, which is going to increase efficiencies. But also you've got the Pro 14 dispensing gun that goes with these cans. Now, the nice thing about this gun is that it works with all of the different Great Stuff Pro Series products. It's got a nice long nozzle on it that helps you get into some tighter places. You've got these flexible tips that you can add on if you need to get into even tighter places. And my favorite thing is that you've got this nice control knob back here that allows you to control the bead of product that is exiting the tip. That's good for those nice thin cracks that you're filling up like around a window or door, or when you really want to open it up and fill the large cracks. So the Pro 14 dispensing gun and the larger cans are what really makes the Pro Series of Great Stuff special. All right, here is a second foam zone, and that is down at our foundation area. Now, this may look kind of atypical to what a lot of you see in a stick frame foundation where you have a concrete foundation. We do a concrete pier, and we've got this framing here that we call our rat guard. We've got our exterior grade board and interior grade board, but we don't want any critters coming up from the outside into our wall cavity. So we do this kind of physical framing here to block everything, but we still have little gaps and cracks that bugs, ants, things like that can make their way in, and this area is perfect for the Pestblock. And the reason the Pestblock is good for this area is because it has a bitterant in there, which when those little critters try to chew through it, it doesn't taste good, they don't like it, but it's still gonna fill up to a 3-inch gap. It's still good for air sealing, insulating those gaps and cracks. It's got a little bit longer tack time, so you've got 6 minutes before it's firmed up, and then you can also trim it, paint it, sand it. So it's got all those great characteristics of like a gap and crack, but it also has the added bitterant, which is going to deter the critters. But for us, we like to use this in areas where we're not as concerned about insulating only, but also adding the value of blocking things like ants, bugs, and this will not harm bees. There's no pesticides in it, so that's another good thing. Now, Pestblock is tack-free in 6 minutes, but it is also trimmable in 1 hour, paintable, stainable, and sandable. All right, my third and final foam zone that I want to share with you guys is windows and doors. Every building is going to probably have at least one door and maybe some windows. When you install those windows and doors in a rough opening, it leaves behind this crack. Now, this crack here, you want to fill it with some form of insulation, and I find the window and door Great Stuff Pro Series to be perfect because it has minimal expansion, so I don't have to worry about it bowing out my window or door frame. It still has a 3 to 10 minute tack time, but if I don't want to cut it and I only have minimal overspray, I can actually just push that back into my crack. But it's also trimmable, paintable, stainable, and sandable in 1 hour. It's perfect for any sort of rough opening like a window or door. All right, so that's the 3 foam zones. Now we have a can on our Pro Series 14 gun. What do you do with it? Because I get that question a lot when I'm using this product, and honestly the simple answer is if you're going to be using this product in the next 30 days, just leave it on the can, make sure that you tighten this back screw all the way, and then make sure that you store it in the upright position and you're good to go. One thing I would recommend though is any overage that is on the tip, just take some foam cleaner and you're going to want to clean that tip off. That'll break down that material before it hardens, and then you've got a nice gun ready for storage. However, let's say that you're actually done with this, you're not going to be using it in the next 30 days, or you're completely out of product. All you're going to want to do is unscrew the can, and you're going to use your foam cleaner. What I like to do is go ahead, there's a little tip that you can take off so you're not spraying it, and you're going to screw this on just like any of the other foam cans. And then we're going to open this back screw up wide open, and I'm going to spray it into a garbage or something until I don't have any color coming through. So this is just going to go through the gun, it's going to clean it out. And once we don't see any color, it's just a nice clear liquid. Then we're going to close this back up. We can take this can off, and then I always like to just make sure, I don't know if it really matters, but I like to just make sure that I got any foam off of this thing as possible. Make sure my tip is clean, and you should be good to just put your next can on whenever you're ready to use it. Well, hopefully this video was helpful to you guys out there. Maybe we added some clarity to some of these foam zones and the proper product to use in each application to maybe get the best end result. So if you guys are looking for more content or information about Great Stuff Foam, make sure you're following Great Stuff on YouTube. And if you guys want more information about what I do, what we build, and how we do that, you can follow me over at RR Buildings as well. Thanks a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and have a good day.